This is Paul from Paul Takes on the News. And today we're going to discuss something. It was a special request from a friend, a fan. Here. I say that very loosely. But she says, it's a good friend of mine that I love a lot, but she doesn't like Trump too much. So she believes everything that the opposition news says. So anyway, so she's like, let me tell you about the story that the Hill reported about a charity golf match or tournament or whatever, where the charity donates all their money to St. Jude Hospital. So they're doing a charity event, and I guess it's Trump's son he's the one that organizes these events, and he's been doing it for about 10 years now. And so the headline news was that they believe what they call was that the Trump organization, what they said they channeled or they stole or they not leaked, but they kind of kept $100,000 from the charities, from the donations. $100,000. So I said, wow, well, that's a lot of money, but really, they make it sound like Trump took this $100,000 from St. Jude. And I'm thinking, Trump is worth $3.5 billion. Stealing $100,000 is, when you get that much money, that's chump change. That's nothing. That's for babies. Not even worth it. Why would it be even worth his time and effort to give a bad reputation for $100,000? For him. For me, hey, that's a lot of money. But for him, it's nothing. So I looked into it, see what it's all about. So I didn't even have to go away from the source that it came in. It was from The Hill. Like I said, I think it's an online newspaper. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's some newspaper somewhere. But, so in the story itself, the headline sounds terrible, but in the story itself, it tells you that the money went to expenses from the charitable event. So it paid for expenses. So it wasn't, any profit. It wasn't for profit. So they didn't keep any of the money for profit. I'm getting winded. Anyways, so how much did they actually make? So how much went towards expenses? Well, they made, to give to charity, to St. Jude, $16.3 million. They made $16.3 million, and the expenses was $100,000. So that sounds like a pretty good deal. Because, what do they expect? There's going to be expenses. Not even to mention that, okay, so they're using a golf course probably for the day. So that day, they're going to have the loss of revenue. I'm not sure if they're trying to replace that loss of revenue, like they rented the place. But even besides that, you go to a big event like that, you're going to have a lot of people involved in that. You have people parking the cars, you have caddies, people working the restaurants, people working here, people working there. There's a lot of people. It's a lot of salaries. So it's not unreasonable to have the donations pay for the overhead, as long as it's not a profit. They're not trying to gain a bunch of profit, but they got to pay people. And then, they got to buy drinks and whatever. So anyhow, I guess they want, if you want to do a donation, or if you want to organize a charity event, that you yourself has to come up with the money for everything. And then, so that way 100% of the donations go to charity. Well, to me, if that's the case, there probably wouldn't be very many charitable events. If you got to come up with the expenses yourself, it's a lot of money. Seems like the return for the charity for getting $16.3 million and only having the expenses is $100,000, that's pretty good management. I think they're just trying to get the headlines again to make the Trump campaign look terrible. When in actuality, it's just them being a-holes. So that's pretty much my take on that. I do think that it's there again, hoping people don't read to get the details or use common sense. That even when you do a charity, unless you just stand on a corner somewhere, there's going to be expenses, and it's not unrealistic or unreasonable to have the charity pay for the expenses, or else you won't have any charity events. There aren't any good ones. What in the world? I mean, really, it's only about let me see here. I don't want to do the math as I'm walking. I'm tired. But sounds like if you're making $16 million, only paying $100,000. I mean, that's a small percentage. So even if if it was 5%, if you donate $100 and $5 goes for the expenses, 95% of your money is going towards a charity of your choice. That's pretty good. So take that easy. That's all I'm saying. Take that easy. That's all for now. Thank you for watching Politics on the News.